Hello, this is the trade site U.S. stocks and futures market preview for Tuesday, the 16th of October, 2018. Very, very boring day, even though it does look lower, obviously, on the indices, but it was inside everything we've seen lately and pretty flat after the open, unfortunately. So it just wasn't the type of day that we've been seeing lately. I'll show you the intraday action in a minute. S&P didn't do much, but the NASDAQ side was definitely lower. There was a little push very late in the day to the downside. Let's go through the daily charts, then we'll look at the intraday action. We'll talk about the data. Remember, this is options expiration week in October. So here's the ES front month futures contract, the daily chart of the broad market in futures form. As you can see, a couple days, we're basically at bear flag forming, right? This is 3 days in a row, narrower and narrower after the drop day. So, if we crack the lows of this move, that's a bear flag. Crude oil down 11 cents to 71.67. Gold gains a little bit here to 1230.80. S&P cash lost 16.34 on the day, but again, look at that candle compared to the prior candles. Pretty narrow. The NASDAQ 100 down 88.54, also kind of narrow. It's interesting here, seeing what counts as narrow right now compared to what we've been seeing. The SOX down 11.76. This has got a big breakdown pattern here. Lose that 1200 level and look out below. The biotech's down 36.07. Russell 2000 was actually up. First day up in a while on the Russell 2000. Ugly there. The VIX just loses a penny to 2130. But again, that's not surprising since the market was kind of flat. Trend closes at 1.08. 10-day moving average is at 0.9. NASDAQ volume 2.1 billion. Now this is interesting. This is the lightest volume in a few weeks, and this is actually lighter than last Monday, which was the bank holiday. Not really sure what's going on there. That was out of the blue. Advanced decline ratio on the NASDAQ is plus 148. So for the first time in a couple days here, more stocks up than down. I guess Friday had it too. And then plus 580 on the New York. Google loses $18.10. Doesn't even look like much. Apple down 475. Netflix down 643. Amazon down 27.66. Still hanging up there near the highs. Tesla up 81 cents, hanging near the lows. There's a massive breakdown point in Tesla if that ever triggers. TLT, the 20-year bond ETF, down 5 cents. Dow Jones down 89. Everything looks pretty similar here right now, right? Goldman Sachs up $1.35, but at near the lows of the year. And Facebook, ugly chart on Facebook, down 22 cents. Did not trigger our short call for the session. All right, in terms of 5-minute charts, look at this. So you can see basically just a small gap down that did fill. But all the action just very early basically covered the whole range for the day, and it's way inside of the last 2 days action. Even if you go look at the NASDAQ, you can see how flat that is compared to what we've been seeing. So not super exciting trading. A measuring day or the end of the flag on a bear flag. Remember, this is the third day of the flag, and that's usually the last. Going to break one way or the other from here. In terms of economic data, on Tuesday we've got capacity utilization and industrial production 15 minutes before the bell. JOLT job openings 30 minutes into the market, along with the NAHB housing market index. 4 p.m. tick long-term purchases, and that's about it. So I don't know what else to say. Will we have an options unraveling move this time? And obviously with expiration, that's when the least protection is on the market. So if we start to head down here again and end up significantly lower by the end of the week, that's going to lead to some concern going into the weekend. Charts as usual, brought to you by eSignal. If you've not yet taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple of weeks. Have a great trading Tuesday.